Do you think AI generated content is going to kill social media eventually?
Think about it from a supply and demand standpoint. So in business school, you learn that you want to find an equilibrium point. So you have supply that is this side and demand that is this side. So if you only supply 1 or 2 cars and there's 50 people that want the car, you can charge a price way up here. If on the other hand, you supply 50 cars and only 2 people want to buy, the price is way down here. So you find an equilibrium point where, let's say it's 25 cars are supplied and 25 people want those cars, and that's where your price point is. If you offer way too many, price comes down. You offer too little, you can charge more. So that's why new entrants to the market generally charge a ton. When flat screen TVs came out, they were like $6,000 a pop. Now you can go to Walmart, it's like $300 for a flat screen, and that's like a 50 incher. If you want to get like a 100 inch, it's like $3,000. It's still half the price of the originals. So going back to social media, the reason why this is important is if the content becomes pretty much indistinguishable, then what's going to happen is your supply is not just going to go up, it's going to become almost an infinite amount of content. And the demand for the content is only the amount of real humans that actually consume it. So if your demand's down here and your supply is way up here, what generally happens in business?
Well, most of them won't be able to survive, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. They all just go kaput, right? Personally, what I think is going to happen, and I kind of look forward to it, you'll have creators that are creating real raw content that can't really be duplicated. I mean, the reality is what we're doing on Digital Birdhouse, good luck with AI trying to recreate that, right? And the reality is, how are they even going to analyze us? One time we're roller skating at a rink, we've got goats. It's just there's no real explanation to what we're doing, which is beautiful. So I do think there will be a certain amount of content that is ignored and then real creative that people look at. But I personally think you're going to see things go to more of an underground scene. So if you think about it from like a music standpoint, the MTV Live with Kurt Cobain with Nirvana, one of my favorite albums because it's not professionally mixed. It's just raw. Kurt singing is like awesome. He cracks his voice so much and it's just awesome because you're like, that's it. People tend to even brag, right? When they're like, oh yeah, I like their underground stuff the best because they want to seem kind of like in, and we all do it. All my favorite bands. Have you ever heard the band Gratitude? Like nobody's ever heard of them. And there's like a certain amount of pride I have. There's this band back when I was in the surfing scene, when Cassie and I were first married, I'd go surf a lot, hence the surfboards over there. And Gratitude was like a band in California that basically just hit up the coast, played in a lot of clubs. They were big in the surf scene, but nowhere else. You almost felt cooler following a band that you could show up to their concert and you could yell and they would actually know who you were because you followed them. So I imagine and probably just hope that all this social media is going to actually turn into more of an underground thing where real humans will figure out a way to connect with each other. And I could be off on this, but part of me wants to build this out, but some way for people to almost connect like a text messaging thing. So phone to phone. So instead of having more of a public profile, it would be more of a direct connection, almost like a group chat, but in a moderated way where each person decides who they're connecting with and who can see them. There's always going to be people wanting to have reach so they can make money from a huge reach. But I think from a direct personal connection standpoint, like Facebook, things like that, we're going to eventually see it kind of go underground. I don't know. That's the way I see it. No one knows where it's going to go, but it can't sustain. Anywhere that allows bots to just post willy-nilly. LinkedIn, I mean, I go on there and they're like, yeah, send direct messages. You can buy direct message credits. Nobody looks at them because they're all just spam. Hi, would you like to connect and let me sell you something? That's their intro, right? Most of the comments are bots. I saw one guy where he posted and it had 10 or 20 comments in a row that were all identical comments. Case in point on how bots are just commenting everything. And so then I, of course, had to comment and I started writing out what the bot wrote and I was like, just kidding. It should be really interesting. I don't know. Like I said, it used to freak me out. Every time there's a huge disruption, I think there's an opportunity to learn the next thing and figure it out. Or you can sit there and become the bitter guy who's hanging on to 3 clients who are also unwilling to accept the change. And then you just hopefully make enough money to be able to retire. And I don't want to be that guy.